Hello friends, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the diseases of papaya. In the diseases of papaya, mainly we are going to study regarding the following diseases: powdery mildew, foot rot, mosaic, leaf curl and anthracnose. Let me start from powdery mildew of papaya. It is caused by Ovidium caricae. Symptoms: diffuse mats of external white mycelium develops on both the leaf surface. Lesioned area become chlorotic and sometimes surrounded by a dark margin. As usual, like any other powdery mildew disease on different crops, here is also the powdery growth on the surface of the plants we can observe. Because the powdery mildew pathogen is ectophytic in nature, means it spread or it present on the upper surface of the host. By visually we can identify this one disease. Flower stalk and fruits are also affected. Stems of young seedlings are affected when grown under reduced light conditions. Severe attacks leads to the death of the top portion of the seedlings. Survival and spread. Primary source of infection, that is mycelium or Cleistothecia in infected plant debris. Secondary spread or secondary infection by means of wind-borne conidia. Favorable conditions: maximum disease incidence during September-November with a peak in October. Means severe attack or severe spread can be observed in the month of October. Management: spray wettable sulfur. It is highly recommended for controlling any powdery mildew disease. Here also you can use wettable sulfur at the rate 0.3% at 10 days interval, or spray systemic fungicide like Bileton at 0.1% or carbendazim at 0.1% at monthly interval. Second disease, that is foot rot or stem rot. It is caused by Pythium aphanidermatum and Rhizoctonia solani. These are the causal organism of disease. Symptoms: water soaked patches on the stem at the ground level you can observe. The spots looks like a water soak in nature. Patches enlarge and girdle the base of the stem. Diseased tissue turn brown or black and rotten. Terminal leaves turn yellow, droop and wilt. Fruit shrivel and drop off. Means shriveling of that fruits. If there is a shriveling, then it is also called as the distortion of the fruits, means loss of its original shape and the size. Entire plant topples over and dies. Internal tissue of bark appear dry and give honeycomb appearance. Roots deteriorate and may be destroyed. Means there is a, particularly this Pythium aphanidermatum cause the root system of the plant and stems. That's why it is called as foot rot or stem rot. Survival and spread. The primary source of infection by means of oospore in case of Pythium and Sclerotia in case of Rhizoctonia in the soil. Secondary source of infection by means of seedlings raised in infected soil carry the disease to the field. You can see here, this is the oospore. Favorable conditions: appears from June to August. The younger seedlings are more susceptible than older one. Rhizoctonia solani is severe in dry and hot weather, that is 36 degrees Celsius. Let me discuss about the management. Seedlings should be raised in well-drained nursery areas. Uproot the diseased seedlings and burn it properly. Means collection and destruction of diseased plant part, that is seedling, and destroy properly. Seed treatment with Captan at the rate 4 gram per kg seeds. Drench the base of the stem with COC at the rate 0.25% or metalaxyl at the rate 0.1% or Borax mixture at the rate 1.2%. Third disease, that is mosaic, papaya mosaic virus or papaya ring spot virus or carica virus 1. These are the causal organisms. Symptoms: mottling and puckering of leaves, especially the young ones. The lamina is reduced and malformed and are often modified into tendril-like structures. Decline and marked reduction in growth of diseased plant within 30 to 40 days. Older leaves fall down and small tuft of the younger leaves is left at the top with upright position. These are the common symptoms. The stem, petiole and fruits develop elongated water-soaked areas showing concentric or circular rings. Fruits develop innumerable circular water-soaked lesions with spots in the center. Fruit size is severely reduced with deformed shape. Next point, that is survival and spread, that is called the perpetuation. The primary source of infection, affected plant parts, and secondary source of infection is aphids, that is Myzus persicae. Most of the cultivated species of carica papaya are susceptible. Other hosts are also here, Cucumis sativus, etc. Management: disease-free seedlings, rogging and destruction of diseased plants. Vector control, that is Myzus persicae, act as a disease spreading agent. That's why it should be managed by applying any systemic insecticide or pesticide. Carica cauliflora is a resistant variety. Weekly spray with 1% groundnut oil. Next disease, that is leaf curl, tobacco leaf curl virus or Nicotiana virus 10. Let me discuss about the symptoms. Severe curling, crinkling and distortion of leaves accompanied by vein clearing and reduction of leaf lamina. Means it is all about the leaf. Distortion of leaves means or loss of its original shape and size can be observed here. That's why this disease is called as leaf curl. The leaf margins are rolled downward and inward in the form of inverted cup. Curled leaves have thick veins. Leaves become leathery, brittle and petioles are twisted. Diseased plants fail to flower or bear any fruits. In advanced stage, defoliation takes place and growth is arrested. Survival and spread: the primary source of infection, that is infected plant parts, will act as a primary source of infection, and whitefly, that is Bemisia tabaci, and grafting will act as a secondary source of infection. The virus also infect tobacco, tomato, sun hemp, chili, petunia, zinnia, datura and hollyhock. Management: disease-free seedlings should be prepared for plantation. Rogging and destruction of diseased plant parts. Vector control with monocrotophos at the rate 0.05% or dimethoate at the rate 0.2% or metacystox at the rate 0.1%. Thank you.